Okay, so by now you've had time to have a look at Sky High questions and understand the concept and the thinking behind them. So the next question that you're probably thinking is, how do I actually plan a lesson using Sky High questions? Well, don't worry, it's actually really very simple, because what you do is you start off as you normally would. So first step, what are your learning objectives for the lesson? From a teacher's point of view, it's really important that you know those, okay? And you don't need to veer away from them or discard them at all. What is important is thinking as well, what is the new learning for that lesson? By the end of the lesson, what do the students know that they didn't at the beginning? Okay, so really, really important, because that's great for showing progress, and it's also great then for setting your Sky High questions. Next, once you know what that new learning is, you need to come up with a creative question. The more creative, think about the context you're putting it in, the better, because this creates a real hook for the beginning of the lesson. But that question needs to be the most challenging question you can think of as a teacher related to the new learning that is taking place during that lesson. Then, once you've come up with your question, how are you going to present that? Do you want to put it across as a question? Or have you thought about other ways that you could actually present this question? Examples of this could be using real life artifacts. Show them objects, ask them a question about the object, or ask them to think about questions that could be related to those objects. Could be a film clip, a piece of music. It doesn't just have to be a question that is maybe written onto your whiteboard, okay, for the students to think about. The more creative you are with this, the better the hook, the more likely the students, okay, are going to make great progress with the learning of the lesson. Once you come up with your question and how you're going to present it, think about how you're going to use that throughout your lesson, not just at the start. So obviously, starting point is going to be the starter. You're going to present the questions to the students for them to have a think about. Also think about where in the lesson could you use that question to check the progress of the students. And finally, think about your plenary. Really try to integrate that into the plenary so you can then make a judgment first of all on how well they've progressed. But most importantly, this shows the students how much progress they have made during the lesson. An absolutely fantastic way to finish your lesson, and the students will go out feeling like they've really achieved something during the lesson. So, simple question. When are you going to use it, and how are you going to present it? And you've taken your learning objectives and put them across in an aspirational way that is going to challenge all the learners within your classroom. Standout Teaching's website has resources to support you with your planning. It has several worksheets which I've trialed and tested within my lessons, which are absolutely fantastic, and I'd strongly recommend that you give them a go. And all of them can be accessed via the website. Thank you for listening.